Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Stern, one of my favorite modern pins. Relatively simple with the PinSnake. There are a couple paths. You have your orbit that goes around the left, comes all the way around to the right, past the rollover lanes. You have the left ramp that goes up, back, behind the backboard, out into a wire form. You have a training, the layer actually kind of comes underneath the flipper here and goes down with a post out into the in lanes. You have your right ramp that goes around and cuts through underneath the Technodrome, locks into a multi-ball and spits out onto the left orbit. You have the in-lane shot here, the Donatello or whatever you want to call it, the in-lane shot from this flipper that wraps around and comes out to the Krang. And I'm sorry, it comes out to the wire form, and then you have the Krang shot, which is right inside here, and that goes right into the in lane. Then you have the pop bumpers. You have a 180-degree horseshoe underneath the van that spits out with your multi-ball lock. Then you have your ball shooter lane, and then the in lanes. So I'm going to start with the most obvious one, the left orbit. Pretty simple. Just line the PinSnake up and just go all the way around, and you can see him poke up right next to the rollover lanes back there. There's no gates or anything, so it's very simple. Just get in there, get in and get out. And might as well complete the run. I'm just gonna go from the right orbit. Now there's a spinner here. Right here is a spinner behind this flasher. And you can kind of follow it all the way through. When you do with a spinner, you can extend the snake past the spinner and then bring it back, bring it forward, and bring it back. And that pretty much cleans your orbits on both sides. The left ramp goes up, and since it's open, I really don't need to clean all this with the snake. I can get there with a rag right underneath the training light. But this little turn in the back here goes behind the backboard. So I'm going to start at the top and just slowly nudge him in and click, 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 click until he pops his head out on the other side. Right there. You only want to go right to the wire form. You don't have to go past that. Just get that whole trough in there. For the right ramp, there's a gate right here, a double-way gate, so you have a problem, it's going to go up and right up into the plastic here. You don't want to keep going further than that. You only want to go as far as the stick will allow you. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more from the top, coming from the side of the train. You can see it turn and go to this gate right here. Now, this is a one-way gate. I'm going to hold it up, just tuck the snake right underneath there, because he'll go down to that multi-ball lock, right where the post is. And there we go. I'm just going to hold the gate. If I don't hold the gate, there's a chance you can get caught like that, and you got to lift it up. You're going to be very careful. You don't want to bend your wire gates. The shot underneath the van with the multi-ball locks is kind of a hard turn, and there's a gate in there. So I don't really try to bother with that too much. I'll just clean right up into there. I'll crook it in a little bit, but that's as far as it goes. That's a one-way gate, and you don't want to get caught in there. Also, you kind of can't see it here, but this ramp here dumps out into a post behind the Technodrome, which is part of your multi-ball lock as well. And you can it feeds from the top here and just goes right to a post. So you can see I'm putting it on the middle ramp there. And I'm sorry, that part kind of feeds out onto the left orbit, but I can go up to that little one-way gate. Just clean all underneath the Technodrome there. So you have two in-lane shots here. You have this kind of D-shaped ramp that kind of comes around. Easy enough to clean right underneath it. You only want to go right to the wire form. You don't have to go all the way. There's an opera there too. And then I'm going to do the Krang shot, which kind of comes through here, passes through and goes to the in-lane. Now, if you have trouble getting it through, you just got to straighten out the snake. Just guide him in nice and gentle. And there he goes. And you can see I can get right on top of those rollover lanes too. Around the pop bumpers, You have a lot going on here. You have the wireforms, the glider, crank. You have any mods you may have put on your turtles. If you have a Pro, a Premium, or an LE. This is a Pro, so I don't know how much different. But yeah, I can feed them right to the inlane. There's a rollover lane there. And same thing on this side. Just kind of using my fingers. And just guide them right up to that other inlane. Rollover lane, whatever you want to call it. So the shooter lane, it's all open. You can just clean it with a rag, but for the snake, since there's a piece of plastic right here with the characters on it, I'll just feed that up and down. Get that whole run. And then on the out lane, again, it's open. Just might as well grab while I'm here. And same thing under the wire form here. Feed it through right through the flipper. Grab it from the head and seesaw it. And do the left as well. There's 2 left end lanes. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And do this. Just grab it and seesaw it. And pull it out the way it came in. The layer shot, there's an opening right here that dumps out into your left in lane, but at the bottom at the top of the flipper here, it bounces off and goes down here. Now there's a post inside there. I have this mod on top of it. This mod, you can, I just feed the snake through it if I have to, if you have any of that tunnel mods. But the layer, you can't really get to from this end because of the post, so I pull the flipper, and just kind of crook it a little bit, pushing it up against the wall and slide down. And that's as far as it goes because the post is right there. And I'll do the same from the other end, just to get any crud that's in there. And the out lane's pretty open and pretty wide, so I don't really need the snake on here. But just to show you, you can kind of get through there too. And that's pretty much it for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very simple, very quick.